What was the one sentence that most filled you with dread when you were a child? For some of you, it might have been, "We're off to the dentist today," or "We're having sprouts for dinner." For me, it was when we were at school and the teacher would say, "Now class, we're going to get into 3s and 4s because we're going to do this as a group project." I hated working in a group for several reasons. Firstly, because I was a stubborn child who wanted to do things the way that I thought was best. I know, shocker, right? But secondly, because I hated ever having to ask for or accept help from other people in my group. I wanted my work to stand or fall on its own, even though I knew it wasn't going to be as good. As I've grown up and matured, I've gotten better at working with others and being able to benefit from people's unique perspectives, work as part of a team. But in times of crisis, I can still feel myself slipping back into my old habits and my old ways. John Donne wrote a well-known poem with the words, "No man is an island entire unto itself, but some days it feels like I do my best to try." In the Bible, a man called Paul, who had an amazing experience with God, sent out letters to the earliest churches, some of the longest letters that were ever written in the ancient world, to encourage and equip them for living and growing. And he writes to the people in the church at Corinth, where he reminds them that as a group they are like a body, each with their own part and function, none of which can be separate from the others, all of which will need help from the others. Because it's much easier to be the one to do the helping a lot of the time than the one to ask for help. But the point of the body is that it doesn't work if each bit doesn't use its uniqueness to help the other parts. And when we ask someone for help, even if it feels like it sometimes does for me, that it's against our pride or our stubbornness or our British nature, that when we ask for help, we give other people permission to ask for help from us as well, so that we can all support one another. So there's so many amazing stories at the moment of community, people helping one another with food, encouraging one another with kind words, people sewing scrubs for hospital staff, even just strangers chatting to one another in the street on their daily walks, from a reasonable distance, of course. I can see that body being played out in our society at the moment in so many ways. And it helps to remind me, and hopefully to encourage you, that even when we are physically separated or socially distant, we are not simply disparate islands floating in our sea of social distancing, but that as people, as human beings in the midst of this ongoing pandemic, we are a community, a body, and that now more than ever, all of us will have times where we can help, and all of us will have times where we need to ask for help. Thanks, and take care.